Hi everyone. If you have the experience of learning any musical instruments, you will know how important it is to be able to stay focused and concentrate. At the same time, I guess you also learn how to do self-reflection on how you can play better. Today, I'm going to share with you how to do self-reflection when you do your master's or your PhD research. Now, what is self-reflection? If you look at the literature, I think you are going to find a lot of answers, but keep it very simple. Self-reflection is a self-examination or a kind of self-talk. Reflection, there are two types. Self-reflection, it can be reflection in action while you're doing the task, or reflection on action, that is retrospectively after you have done the task and then you look back and then you reflect on the task. In doing research, there are a few things that we need to keep doing. That is, keep checking, keep asking, and keep thinking. So these three are quite the CAT steps, are important for us to self-reflect. There are four components for us to reflect in a research. I use these four M's actually from the economics. That is the factors of production: materials, machines, man, and money. Materials, we will look at the data, because without the data, you are not going to have your research. Machines, that is, we look at the research methods that we're going to use, the data collection methods, data analysis methods. The man here refers to the samples. I'm not referring to man alone, but basically the samples that we need. How big is the sample size, and whether we are able to get enough sample size, and the money, the cost, right? License software is important. Okay, we need to respect intellectual property. So the software license fees, the training that you need to attend. All right, I'm sure you might see the needs to attend some training on how to use some data analysis tools. Okay, the training is important, and in a lot of universities, there's a requirement to publish there are some of the results in conference, in the form of conference paper or in journal articles. So all this involve money. So you need to think about money. So at the proposal stage, these are some of the things that you need to constantly thinking about. Okay, you need to keep asking and keep thinking. Materials, we will refer to your problem statement, because without a proper problem statement, you won't have a research question and research objective, and then you won't have any ideas about the type of data that you need and who has the data. For a full explanation of these areas, please refer to one of the videos that I've done on my channel. So please head over to my channel and watch those relevant videos. And I also will put the relevant link in the description below. And we need to think about the methods. What sort of methods? Now, the methods must match your research question and research objective. Again, I have some videos on this. You have to keep thinking about the data collection and data analysis. These require deep thought. Really deep thought. Okay, you need to keep thinking, you need to keep asking to ensure you get what you want, because at the end of the day, this is so important for you, right? Maybe you have enrolled in a master or PhD, so it's important to use the right methods for data collection analysis. Then you look at the samples. Who are the samples? Where can we recruit the samples? And whether you need approval from the ethics committee of your university. So that at the planning stage, the proposal stage, you need to think about this. Money, okay? What kind of facilities that the university are offering you? Maybe in some universities they provide workstation for you. They do have some benefits like grant for collecting data, for software, and etc. etc. So you gotta go and find out all these things at the proposal stage. So you have to keep thinking and keep asking us, especially from my own experience, problem statement, research question, research objective, and data. Because if you're not clear about this, then you're going to have a big problem with the data collection later. Okay, finally, you have gone through a proposal and come to data collection stage. Then when looking at materials, that is your data, you need to keep asking yourself, are you getting enough data? Are you facing some problems? Maybe low response rate? And how are you going to get more data, especially if you're doing qualitative study where you might need to get to reach a stage of what we call data saturation. So you need to constantly examine, constantly thinking about the data. Now, machines, when you are collecting data, do I need to analyze my data now? Okay, especially if you're using a qualitative data research methodology, you might need to analyze the data in order to determine whether you have sufficient data to interpret, to draw a conclusion. What is a plan B? Is there a plan B? In case you're not able to get enough data? Are you able to switch methodology from a survey to case study maybe, to mixed methods maybe? Okay, so you need to keep thinking about that. When it comes to man, is there a barrier of reaching out? For example, you might be facing a lockdown, you're not able to reach out to the participants. Would there be any other channels to reach out to them? Instead of having a face-to-face interview, are you able to have a Zoom interview with them? What is the sample size? What if you can't get enough samples? Your sample size is too small. So what would be, again, your options? Are you able to switch your methodology? Okay, so you need to keep thinking about that. And of course, money, as usual, grants, more money might be needed if you want to collect more data. So whether there are any other resources university is providing for you. Finally, okay, at the thesis drafting stage, so you will be probably putting your head into your laptop and start writing about that 5 chapter. But my opinion is that you should not wait until the very last stage you write the 5 chapters. Along the way, you should have done your first 3 chapters quite adequately done before your data collection. And after your data collection, you should start writing about your chapter 4, your findings and your results and findings. And then after that, when everything is done, then you focus on the last chapter. Discussion, conclusion, future studies, recommendation, and so on. So you need to consider the connection between all the chapters. Okay, connecting chapter 1, introduction, to your literature review, and then to your methodology, and then after that to your results and findings and discussion conclusion. So you need to ensure they are well connected, all these chapters here. And you need to keep thinking about the coherence of your writing. That is from the problem statement to the literature review and to the discussion. Now, what I came across sometimes, students when they write their problem statement, it was like 2 years ago, and after that I've collected data and come to the drafting stage now, 2 years now, they may found some new literature, but they forgot to add those new literature into their chapter 2 literature review. So that became a gap. So it's important, if you have come to the conclusion stage, discussion stage where you found new literature, you should add those new literature into your chapter 2 literature review, so that there is consistency, there's coherence in terms of your discussion, problem statement, literature review, and discussion. And your discussion, the chapter, the literature that you use should be taken from your literature review. So all this, you need to keep thinking, keep reflecting. Are you on the right track? Is this sufficient? Are you making the consistent conclusion? And so on. I often found myself sometimes getting myself confused, because imagine you are writing like 600 pages of writing, and sometimes you might lose track. Did I write this? Okay, so go back to chapter 2, go back to chapter 1, look at it. One of the things that I found it useful was I kept notebook, right? I do keep the notes, I do have a summary, I do have some kind of scatter diagrams, or charts, whatever, to help me to keep track of my progress so that I can actually keep referring. All right. And lastly, convergence of your discussion and conclusion. You have gathered a lot of data, you have looked at a lot of variables, but now you come to conclusion. There's one main thing that you need to make, one big point that you want to make. So you need to ensure all the discussions converge into your conclusion. So all this requires a lot of self-reflection. All right, so to sum up what I have just shared, self-reflection in research is highly essential, not just at the planning stage, but at the data collection stage, at the thesis writing stage, right? It's consistent. You got to keep checking, asking, and thinking, or the cat. Keep checking, asking, and thinking about that 4 things, okay? The materials, the man, machine, and money, all right? So if you like this video, I encourage you to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in my next video.